Before we get started, I just want to say, Emil Heineman, you're a beauty.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
There were points where I thought that the Penguins were going to win this game. There were points where I thought that the Canadiens were going to win this game. The momentum swings were all over the place. But let's take a look together. Let's talk about it.
Your lives are so sad, I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
Before we get into recapping this video, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and like the video. I'm getting a little bit better at asking that. But I also want you to comment. Let me know what you thought about the game. I love reading your comments. I'll always say that. It breaks up my day. I get a lot of smart, good takes in the comments, which I don't think is very common on YouTube, but it's refreshing. But what I wanted to say was there's a couple of players at fault for this loss by the Montreal Canadiens. Spoilers, they lost. And I want to see if we align on that. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I think David Savard, who is typically the most safe player on the Habs roster, allowed 2 goals to happen. I think he's going to be having a long talk with Martin St. Louis. Also, at this point, if you're not wondering what Kirby Dach is supposed to be bringing to the Habs offense, please let me know in the comments what is he doing out there. Finally, Montembeault, 2 of those I'm sure you'd love to have back, buddy. So how'd this game start? Well, the Penguins came out hard. They had the Habs number in the first period. They were playing a effective, precise, economical game. Penguins are an aging team. They're not as fast as they used to be. So the first period, I really felt they found ways to find the quickest point from point A to point B. So it's 6:54 in the first period. After having a lot of time in the offensive zone, Lars Eller capitalizes with a wrister in the slot. Felt like this one, Montembeault could have saved it, but Savard, you needed to play that at-home defense that we're used to you playing. He lost the foot race on Eller and couldn't tie him up. Then almost 10 minutes later at 16:49, Rickard Rakell is going to snap home, shot up close on Montembeault. This time, Savard is initially covering the front of the net, but moves in to help Hutson out, when in hindsight, either he or Anderson should have been watching Rakell. Montembeault definitely had a chance on this one, but I mean, he snapped it pretty quickly. So the first period is not looking good for the Habs. Time is winding down. The Penguins have 11 shots. The Habs have 3. The momentum is completely in Pittsburgh's favor. But then at 18:16 in the first period, Aiden Guhle slaps home a beauty. Matheson and Suzuki get a helper on that, both their second helper of the season so far. And I think that's Guhle's first goal, but his 4th point. So Guhle's doing excellent. He's a point per game player. Now on to the second period, and this was a shift. At 2 minutes and 51 seconds in the second period, Juraj Slafkovsky taps one in from a brilliant, incredible feed from Nick Suzuki. He's credited with a deflection. I'm not calling this one a deflection. Slafkovsky salutes Suzuki. And how'd you feel about putting that one in, Slav?
Just pick a hard question.
From there, the Penguins have a couple of opportunities. One puck trickles across the goal line, but Montreal starts to come on strong. And I felt like they were shutting down the strategy that the Penguins were able to capitalize on in the first period. And then at 14:26 in the second period, Emil Heineman gets his 2nd goal of the season. This was an unassisted goal by Heineman, and I'm kind of glad that it is unassisted because he did all the work on this one. Kevin Hayes fumbled a pass, couldn't hang on to it, but Emil scooped it from him, caught it in the air, drove the play, went glove side on Jari.
Off sticks. Down goes Hayes. Down goes the puck here. Carried out. Heineman with a shot. He scores!
Pure as the driven snow. So that's now 3 unanswered goals for the Montreal Canadiens. And that just reminded me, Slafkovsky's goal was a power play goal. So everyone keeping track, that's 4 power play goals in 4 games. It continues to work. That comment by Martin St. Louis doesn't seem so silly now, does it?
No, I know, but my point is like, yeah, overall game, I think I'm very comfortable. The power play, I'm kind of happy that you know we haven't shown any team anything. you know.
But after this, everything just kind of falls apart. Lars Eller gets another kind of muffin to finish the period at 16:23.
One-on-one. You can see Matheson there. He releases a player. He bellies to the middle of the ice.
I felt like Slav had to do more with his body on this play. But are we noticing a pattern with Montembeault? This looked a lot like Eller's first goal. So the second period ends with 3 apiece. The third period starts with both sides kind of looking like they're trying to find their ground. But at 7:47, Kevin Hayes finds the back of the net after Arbor guy is kind of caught looking. And then at 11:32, Letang puts one in after Slav makes a pretty bad misplay in the Penguins' O-zone. He kind of just shrugs like, so a lot to take back for the Habs. The Penguins look good. If you're a Pens fan, you're sleeping good tonight. But what's great about this and looking at the bright side of things, oh, by the way, there was an empty net goal from Malkin as well. But the bright side of things for the Habs, what I was saying, is make these mistakes early. There's going to be a lot of players that have the talk with Maltin St. Louis tonight, and it's mostly going to be about those small mistakes leading to big problems. But it was nice to see Matheson and Suzuki each get their third assist. Really nice to see Slav get his first goal. Same with Guhle, but especially Neil Heineman's second goal. I'm really happy for Heineman. He went from being someone who everyone was asking, why is he still in camp? Why are they giving this guy an opportunity? Well, he played 4 games last season. He didn't stand out. He finished +2, and he's only 22 years old. 22. He's only been playing in North America since 22-23. He played in Sweden before that. Maybe he acclimates well to the North American style of play. I think there are individuals who are writing Heineman off who are not familiar with his game. I could see him filling in for someone that doesn't fit the Montreal Canadiens timeline. This might allow management to make a decision before the trade deadline about one of the pieces he could reasonably replace. It pains me to talk about this because I really like those guys. Could Heineman be a replacement for Armia? And then, of course, another real bright spot of the night was watching the boy, Lane Hutson, move the puck around and do basically whatever he wants. He understands his space. He understands timing and playmaking. He doesn't put himself into bad defensive positions. I think he was making some mistakes, and maybe he is relying too much on David Savard to be that at-home defensive player. But it's not lost on me, and it's not lost on anyone, that if he was put on power play 1, he could be the difference maker in a lot of scenarios. Personally, I don't think that it's the right time to do it. I think Matheson, being the veteran, the assistant captain, understanding what that first line is capable of doing, I just think that they need to work out the kinks with Lane before they make any drastic moves. But what if they were to, say, play Hutson and Matheson on the first line? That could work. And we did see Matheson and Hutson playing a little bit together tonight. If they understand that they're both on the ice at the same time and they just rotate, that could be an effective way to apply offensive pressure and knock everyone kind of out of their boots. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear your opinions on that. What did you think of the game tonight? I thought it was funny near the end of the game when Montembeault was pulled. The Canadiens were applying a lot of good pressure in the final 2-3 minutes, and Pittsburgh was forced to keep a lot of their guys out there for almost 3 minutes. Brian Rust made his way to the bench, and the ice level analyst was commenting about how the Penguins looked tired. Rust overheard that and said, I'm not that tired. The analyst apologized, and Rust said, you know what, I am really tired. And it was pretty obvious. They showed Rust down at ice level during a timeout, and he was just pouring buckets. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate all your help and support with growing my channel. It's been going great. I want to ask you again, like the video. It helps me out with search results. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.